up? Welcome into another episode of Pod Goes Punk, where we take a deep dive into the pandemonium surrounding our fandemonium, and where we spill our hearts out for you, which of course are on our sleeves. I am Jesse.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Sam.
And running the ones and twos, we've got producer Wes.
That's what we call him now.
Yeah, we had to promote him because he's got a engineer Crit shadowing him this evening. So Wes is going to be quarantining.
Are people listening going to think that we're like like a multi-level marketing company? It's like, hey, here are like our social media interns, our business manager. I'm like, yeah, and what they need to do is like, you can actually sell our podcast. And so if they find 5 people who will then sell our podcast, then we'll make more money.
It's our street team, baby.
We have to get it. Dude, okay, I don't want to get too off course. I know we just started. If you're interested in joining our street team, email us, contact us. You can certainly be a member.
Go ahead and send it over to Cam, C-A-M, at podgoespunk.com. He's going to field any street team information that we have out there. Anyway, no, Wes will be gone. His wife, my sister, is taking the...
Sister-in-law. There is a pretty big difference there, Jesse.
What is she? Is she my sister-in-law, or is she just nothing to me?
Nothing to you. She's your brother's sister-in-law.
Wes, can we call her my sister-in-law, you think? Thank you.
If you were Jesse, you would just call her your sister.
Yeah, so I guess it works if we just want to advance one step. Anyway, what the fuck? She's going to take the bar, so hopefully she does well, but Wes doesn't want to get her sick with the coronavirus beforehand. So with that being said, Crit, big fucking shoes
Welcome
to fill.
aboard, man.
Yeah.
Clown shoes,
Welcome
man.
aboard. And it is a family affair. Cameron, the aforementioned business manager who will field any and all street team inquiries, is Crit's older brother. So we love to do this. Sam's kind of the only odd man out, but we did have Nick on the Alkaline Trio episode.
Yeah, we did. It was fun.
Anyway, enough rambling, guys. We've got great music to talk about tonight, or whenever you're watching this or listening to it, that time of day. But before we do that, just want to say again, please visit podgoespunk.com. It's the best way to listen to apps or watch the videos. We've got playlists on there, merch, Patreon, everything. So if you guys like what you hear and want to check out more shit, podgoespunk.com. Thank you, and write a great review with a 5-star rating, and we'll shout your ass out. And that's all I've got. So without further ado, it's time to get to the music.
Ooh, yes.
All right. Well, the music we are talking about tonight is by the band La Dispute.
Yes.
Yeah, and anybody know the name of the record off the top of their head? Can we say it? It's a big one.
Somewhere at the bottom of the river between Vega and Altair. Am I reading it from the TV? Yes. Did I basically know what it was? Yes.
Very good. And so we are excited about it. But before we get into the nitty gritty, let's play a little medley for you. Take it away.
West. In your hand, you had my lip in your teeth, you had my heart in your sleeve, you had a chance for free. We thought you wouldn't let your fear recede, so I go on. And it's too late to change your mind. Now you got scared, born and died, got gone. Now you failed, and there's no way to turn back time. You had your chance, but I tried. Tired, angry, that it's still the king's decrees. Oh, you must contemplate the good boy, and you ran the coward seas. The boy proves for his life as I wait, his life as I wait. She's shouting out, I will come back, yes I will come back, and I will come. I have lived my life so uncomfortably. Darling, come for me, come for mine as blindness. We said loud as thunder. We move never forward. We are not our failures. We
Woo! And thank you for the medley, Wes. Oh, my goodness. Well, guys, we've got a lot to talk about here. This is a band that is quite interesting, to say the least. But Sam, it is your record that you've brought to the table for us this evening. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Man, so yeah, I picked it. I wasn't like I hadn't really listened to it before I picked it. I just always wanted to listen to Law Dispute and kind of knew they were like vaguely post-hardcore. But I mean, my reaction having just first listened to it a couple weeks ago is complete amazement. I mean, I think this is one of the most ambitious and brilliant records we have ever covered in a lot of ways. In some ways, and there's a lot of recency bias, and I'm not saying it's the best record we've ever covered, but just in terms of its energy and scope, and at every fucking corner, there's something really cool musically happening and really interesting lyrically, like all over the place. I'm like, I can't even, I'm stammering because that was my reaction to the record. Like, holy shit. Yes, thank you. I'm so fucking into it. So that's my big picture thoughts.
No dispute for you.
No
dispute.
Indisputably a classic.
I love it.
Over to you.
If you were freaking Ian Cohen, that'd be the headline of the top.
The pitchfork of the Pitchfork review.
Yeah.
Indisputably a classic. Yeah, that would be.
That's so him.
It's so them. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Jordan, before I go, you go.
Okay, and I will go. I took a moment to gather my thoughts. This was an incredibly beautiful record. Growing up, I was a huge fan of Me Without You. So I get a lot of Me Without You from this band. Not in a ripping off sort of way, just in like the same kind of energy, like the super like raw, like poetry aspect of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm right there, Sam. I was just really blown away by this record. The first two tracks probably are the best first two tracks I think I say this a lot, but they've just taken the top spot.
It comes in hot, dude. It comes in very hot.
Very hot.
Yeah, so I think that I'm just thoroughly impressed. I like how aggressive it is. Like his scream is really sick. Like
it's fucking scary.
Yeah, it's like a exchange between like kind of like poetic like
justice.
Poetic singing, I guess. Poetic justice. And then just like a really intense good scream. So it's like it's definitely post-hardcore, but he has a nice hardcore scream.
Yeah. He can be a gnarly boy. For sure.
Gnarly.
Yeah, I feel like I had a tough time breaking through the wall to start out with, but as soon as I got to the other side, boy, did I love the fucking party. It's like tough to be like craving a polished
You think
sound.
when you break through a wall, you're going to hit a party?
Hit a party? It's
a lot of parties I've gone through, the door's locked.
I am getting
so
to
I
this
just
fucking party.
Kool-Aid man myself in the living room.
Are you busting through a wall? Like, no.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, guys, you forgot to open the door for me.
It's a baby shower, though, and it's where everybody's scared.
Yeah, and it's during COVID, and I'm unmasked.
You have COVID.
And I have coronavirus. Oh, my God. Anyway, I like this record, and I like this band, and it does bring an insane amount of juice. Which is my first attraction to it, and I would add Sam's Bits as my second attraction. But it just has great energy throughout. The dynamics on the record are incredible, and I think that helps that the dynamics within a single song change and range so many different ways. And the second track is like there's like kind of four main parts in one song. It's just really interesting. You're not bored, that's for goddamn sure. So that's the best I can say about it. But while we've talked about our feelings, we've shared our anecdotes and subjective reasonings, I'd like to hear
we're done.
I'd like to be delivered some truth.
We're done with feelings and opinions. I'm here for some cold logic and facts.
I love it, and it
science.
Is time for a little thing that we like to call the facts.
All right. Law Dispute is from Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is cool. There's a lot of good Michigan bands. Charmer, Dogleg.
Hot Mulligan, are they from Grand Rapids, Michigan?
They're definitely from Michigan. I don't remember where, but they could be.
I think
good
I'm right.
bands. Kid Rock.
Wes gave me a little nod.
Yeah, Kid Rock definitely
He's a
is-
producer. So.
Kid Rock was definitely like a Detroit guy.
Yeah.
You remember that song? Bow with the bow, the bang, diggy, diggy, bow.
Sam hates it.
Oh yeah, great. Okay, I'm on.
Diggy said that
I'm
boogie
still
said
on the
up, chum.
first line of the fact section. So they started in 2004. They made an EP in called Vancouver, and that came out in 2006. I believe they were like still in high school when this band formed, and it was a 5-piece. The main dude is named Jordan Dreyer, and he's the guy that's like the songwriter, the singer. He kind of does a lot of the press for them. So this record came out after they got signed to No Sleep Records, which happened in 06, 07 maybe? No, 07 probably. So this record came out 11/11 of 2008. It got like pretty super positive reviews, but it wasn't a well publicized, like highly marketed, like big time, go buy this at your local Best Buy, kids. It was definitely like of the indie tradition, as No Sleep would sort of fall into that category. But its legacy has lived on. I mean, they did a reissue of this record in 2018. And that was actually like a lot of it was touched up by Will Yip, who we've talked about a lot. And
he did their most recent record too, Panorama or something.
Yeah, is that their most recent one? I honestly didn't even check.
Yes, they've got a remix of that.
Yeah, and they are now on Epitaph.
Right.
So they've bounced around a little bit.
And Ian Cohen gave it a 7.9.
Oh, okay, pretty high for them. So yeah, the legacy of this has lived on. I think what's most interesting about this record, like, and big fans of this are going to be like, yeah, we know, duh. But for me, this was really clarifying. Is that it is a the concept of this record is founded in a Chinese folktale called The Cowherd and the Weaver. And that folktale is about a weaver girl named Jinu and a cowherd, Niu Lang. And they're symbolized in Chinese mythology as two real-life stars, Vega and Altair. And this is like a man and wife that love each other, but their love is forbidden, and they're banished to other sides of the river. And if you look up in the cosmos, these two stars are on the other side of like the Milky Way. But once a year, on the 7th day of the 7th month in the lunar calendar, these two lovers who must spend their life apart can meet. There's a bridge of magpies, and they can suddenly meet. And so one day a year, they live in bliss. So it's not like, and he says it's not as if this entire record is from a very strict point of view, but that's certainly like the framing device, and that's how he can, he talks so much about like husband and wife and betrayal and loss and, the distance between them. So when I read that, I was like, okay, this really unlocked something for me.
Damn.
And then also, I think this comes as no surprise, but Jordan Dreyer, the songwriter, before this band, he didn't write music, didn't sing. Not that was a surprise, but he was a writer of like poetry and fiction. And I mean, a fact about this band, at least a Pod Goes Punk related fact, is that this is the most lyrics of any band we have ever covered by far. You go to their and I look at every time we cover a record, like I spend at least one time like listening while I look at the lyrics on Genius or whatever. And I mean, you have to scroll down. I mean, some of these songs are like 750 words. Like, yeah, clearly he was a writer of like prose and poetry, because he has a lot of things to say. And yeah, I mean, I loved it. He highlighted as a major influence Joanna Newsom and the record, like capital Y, lowercase s, however that's pronounced. And he said that was like kind of a big inspiration for them to just make it really big and have like huge ambition for what they could kind of do. And like they recorded this themselves. It was produced by them. They did it at home in Grand Rapids. And so I do think that the record that we're listening to on Spotify does sound like a lot better. It's not just like, hey, we kind of reissued this. They really went back. And he commented that the original record, it sounds like a bunch of dudes playing into a computer, but this reissued record sounds like us when we were playing like our first shows of it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's partially why I'm, maybe I'm so blown away by it because I'm like, dude, sounds so fucking good, but it maybe wasn't always that kind of crisp. So I think that's all I have.
What a
Yeah.
robust fact section.
Robust but succinct.
Thank you.
I thought it was. I thought I was listening to an episode of Hardcore History, dude. I thought I had Mr. Carlin himself.
Oh, this was
on the
hardcore
couch.
history. This is about a weaver girl named Shulin. Quote.
And a cowboy.
A coward.
A cowboy.
And a coward.
mean,
and a coward cowboy.
Maybe-
Chinese cowboy.
Love it and leave it.
All right.
right.
Well, very good,
Good,
Sam.
Sam.
It's time for the part of the show where we talk about what we're loving on this record and what, if any, we're leaving behind. Let's keep the order going. Sam, what about you? What you loving? What you leaving behind?
It's a chalky answer for a love it, but I'm just gonna go with the first track.
Okay.
And hopefully whoever goes
Blue Blood.
and Jordan talked about how good the first two tracks were. So if the person who goes after me really likes the second track, I think that might fit the narrative that we're going for. But the first track, Such Small Hands, it's 90 seconds. Let's just listen to the full thing.
It's succinct.
And then
It's profound.
and then we'll listen to the whole thing or most of it, and then we'll chat about it. But the one note
it's huge.
the one note I want to give before we all listen to it is like, consider that this is the first track of the record. It's their most popular song, period. But this song is all tension building. There's really no release, no breakdown in this song. It's
all scary.
It's just ramping up tension and intensity, and then it ends, and then in a sense kind of with the second track the record begins. So it's such a cool, catchy, fun thing. Let's listen to it.
I think I saw you in my sleep, darling. I think I saw you in my dreams. You were stitching up the seams on every broken promise that your body couldn't keep. I think I saw you in my sleep. Oh, I think I saw you in my sleep, darling. I think I saw you in my dreams. You were stitching up the seams on every broken promise that your body couldn't keep. I think I saw you in my sleep. I thought I heard the door open. Oh, no, thought I heard the door open, but I only heard it close. I thought I heard a plane crashing, but now I think it was your passion snapping. I think you saw me confronting my fear. It went up with the bottle and went down with the beer. And I think you wanna stay away from here. There are ghosts in the walls and they crawl in your head through your ear. I think I saw you in my sleep, lover. I think I saw you in my dreams. You were stitching up the seams on every mega promise that your body couldn't keep. I think I saw you in my sleep.
Woo!
Golly.
I mean, like, do we even need to? I do
do we
think.
even need to?
No, let's move on. But I do think that song is like the perfect litmus test in the sense of, if you listen to that and you're like, holy shit, that's awesome, I think you're gonna love the record. If you're like, that's over dramatic and kind of weird,
I don't like the way he says darling.
yeah,
and
then you're gonna be off of it. But I mean, what do you guys think about that?
the way
song?
the way he says darling, it does make you start to think like, is that how you say it? Like you're like
Darling!
How does the word sound? Like how's
Do you
this
ever use the word darling though? Ever?
Yeah, when I talk to my beautiful wife.
Aw.
It's like, good morning, darling.
Good morning, darling.
It's like when I
I'm
wake up.
I'm caressing her face like, I thought I saw you in my sleep, darling.
That was my joke.
Was it really?
Yeah, but he
Come on,
did
next
it.
tips.
No,
Yeah.
it was better when he did it. So I fucking love that song. Oh, one more thing about this song. I showed it to one of my classes today in online school. I did. I was like, guys, I really want to show you a song, and I love this song. I think it's so freaking cool. I don't know if you guys are going to be into this at all, but I just want to show it to you. And so we watched. It's like, the video, and the video is classic, like 08. They're just it was shot for, I don't know, $50. It was just
in
them.
like an apartment.
It was just a small room, and they were just like plugging in their gear and playing the song. That was it.
Yeah.
And it's like 90 seconds. I mean, it was very low budget. And they,
What if you found out that was $10,000?
somehow they like
They
We
built,
should
they
just
built
start-
the set.
they rent
We
out
should
the
start throwing random shit like that in the facts. Nobody's gonna fucking know.
Yeah, no, this is a very low key video. Actually, had a $15,000 production budget. Like No Sleep put everything behind it. We don't know what. Like,
They recorded their album for free.
yeah, and like the manager from The Dangerous Summer at that time was also kind of doing a video production for
Skimming a little off the top.
So I played my students that video, and afterwards they were all like if you're watching on YouTube, you can see my face, but if not, they were just like, "Oh, what? Oh my God, no!" And their comments were like, "What is this?" Someone just wrote, "Why? This is like during the song." One of the students wrote in all caps, "Why is this not canceled?" Like I don't think he really knows like why things get canceled. He just knows he's in 7th grade.
He's like, yeah, things that aren't good get canceled.
So amazing song for me and for everyone in this room, probably for a lot of people listening to the pod. Is it a great song for like your average 7th grade middle schoolers from South Kansas City? No, not at all.
They don't like it. It's okay.
Who's next though?
Jordan.
I've been jaw jacking too long. Jordan,
yeah,
what do you-
wait, you said you love it. Do you
well,
have a
are we
leave it?
gonna do 2? Because I'm gonna do another love it. So let's just swing back around to me. I don't want to take 2 songs.
Okay, go for it.
Well, if you want to do 2 songs, you
No.
can just do the second song.
No, because I like the boundaries of knowing what's been taken.
Yeah.
So I definitely had a top 3, and the top 3 were 1 and 2. But I can't sleep on this one.
I know what it is.
I think it's track 4. I think it's called Damaged Goods.
Oh my
Damaged
God, definitely
Goods.
gonna be one of my love it's so good.
Well, before we talk about it, let's listen to it a little bit.
I think that's a great idea.
Here it is,
Chair.
track number 4 off their hit album. Damaged Goods. Take it away, Wes.
There instead of me, you had my hand in your hand, you had my lip in your teeth, you had my heart in your sleeve, you had a chance for free. We thought you wouldn't let your fear recede, so I move on. Oh, and it's too late to change your mind. Now you got scared for and I got gone. Now you failed, and there's no way to turn back time. You had your chance, boy, I tried.
It's like jazzy a little bit too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it does sound a lot like Rage Against the Machine. I didn't even
Oh
think
my
about
God,
that.
yeah, when it fucking drops there.
And you're like, is this Zach De La Roche?
I know,
Holy
but
fuck.
dude, that on
Dude,
the
it's-
bass.
Yeah, it's sick.
He is fucking wacky.
That's
dude.
as jazzy as I feel like that's as excited
jazzy as
as
they
the
get.
jazz hand. Yeah, I feel like that's as like sexy as it gets. Like it's all pretty like broken down and like super
Yeah.
like emotional, but that they have fun on this song.
Yeah, that's one of the coolest songs on the record, I think.
It's just the energy on the song, like when they like, I something for free, like when they all yell that together, you're like, holy shit, the energy here is just exactly what I want every day.
Yeah.
This might be an obscure call, but you remember that band Emmanuel?
Mm-hmm. No,
Emmanuel?
I hear that. I hear that for sure. Yeah.
Epitaph,
Not the first time they've mentioned on this pod, by the way.
Epitaph label mate. I don't know if they're even a band anymore, but
Probably not.
that
Actually, I'm looking it up.
that American Machine song, like
Yeah.
it's got that same fucking drive.
That's
It's
not
like
how that song
so
sounded.
propulsive and just like 100 miles an hour. It feels like a classic thing.
Dum big.
Yeah. That,
Doesn't-
but I think what's so cool about like this-
That's gonna play us out during March Madness.
Oh, it is, but like what's so cool about this record and this song is a great example of this is like there's like 5 parts where you're like, holy shit, this is tight. Holy shit, this is tight. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just it's not
Oh
like,
fuck, sick,
Yeah,
dope.
no, for real though, it's not just like, oh, this is like a cool kind of like radio rock, like emo thing, and that's
Yeah.
a really cool guitar riff that like is at the end of the hook that would be on a March Madness thing. It's like there's a lot of cool things happening in just that little bit. I wrote for the note, is that sound clip that we all just heard the most insanely tight piece of music in human history? And arguably, yes. You listen to that. I mean, that is just so cool.
Yeah, I think it helps that it does have that. It's got something, a classic
Something
element
going
to it.
on, dude.
I would
Yes, sir.
encourage-
Like I've heard those chords played before.
Yes.
I would encourage every listener to get on your fucking computer after you're done listening to the pod, of course, or your phone. Go to YouTube. Search for this band live. Find live footage of
Oh
this
my
band.
God.
It literally is like, holy shit, this is the best show I've ever seen.
Yeah, I
And
really want to go.
The crowd
Yes.
is fucking living their dream life. They're all they're completely bought in. It's so sick.
Oh
to
my
see.
God, let's travel to a show in 2021 and see
Yes.
like if Law Dispute is playing like in a cool city that works with our work schedules. Let's take like an overly expensive weekend trip to see.
Or
them.
we could just tell them like, hey, yeah, our podcast knows about you. Whatever, if you
Oh
want.
my God, they'll play a private show for
Yeah,
us.
of course.
Yeah, let's just
They're
do
like,
that.
Or like, oh my God, you covered our record.
It's just us three, and they're playing
Yeah.
like 90 minutes.
And the bass player's just looking at me
And we
right
just-
in my goddamn eyes.
We're not dancing at all. We're just like staring at them, being like, "This is really cool,
Yeah.
guys."
We just have them play our Levitts on a loop. That's
Yeah,
it. It's,
exactly. It's 6 songs, but it's like these are the best ones. The other ones are good, but these are the best ones. Speaking of the best ones, it's my time to shine.
your time to shine.
I'm gonna go with probably what's a coveted track on this record, but it's number 2.
Oh yeah, baby.
Said the king to the river. Before we talk about it, why don't you take it away?
Tonight we
Wes?
ride. Oh, mother, uncover. I know it's warm beneath your sheets and there is ice along the streets, but listen, mother, we will recover. But we've no time to waste with meddling in affairs. We block so tightly in our dreams. We are not clean, we are not pure. We will not rest until we're sure. So rob your pretty little eyes and slits disguise. I bet your backside with a bucket full of lies. So clear your ears and listen. My lady, pack your things. This place is not your home. Rise and the king to the river. Never let up. No, bring us some blood and bring it on. Please send the wind to the water. Never give in. No, build us a bridge and build it strong and angry. Let it still the king's decrees. Oh, you must contemplate the good boy and command the coward sees. The boy prays for his life as I wait. His life as I wait. She's shouting out, I will come back. Yes, I will come back. And I will come. I have lived my life so uncomfortably. Darling, come for me. Come for me.
Oh
Shit.
my God.
Dude, I feel like it's incredible, and we didn't play it, but even the first time where he jumps in with "Tonight we ride, tonight we roar," you know,
Oh,
like a
yeah.
little growl.
That's the best part of the record.
It's fucking sick.
That hits harder than most like hardcore bands that
Yeah.
try to do that same damn thing.
Yeah, it's they. Why do they do that so well?
Because you believe them.
Mm.
Like I feel like when a hardcore band usually has that kind of thing, it's like a call to the pit.
Yeah,
And this is like you're already in on the story. So when he hits that and it gets into that intense part, you're like, holy shit.
I just think that it works because he builds to it. You know,
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
Like whether in lyric or tonally, in fucking in intensity, you know.
yeah. There's something to that's in this record,
Tonight we ride, tonight we.
bro. There is something to just the nature of his. I mean, and we were kind of talking like I think it was off mic, but there's a little bit of almost rapping to it. Like, and
Yeah.
you would never say, oh, like one of my favorite rappers is Law Dispute. I think, you know, but
That
there
guy.
is some of that. There's just rapid fire vocal delivery, like
Yeah.
over incredibly cool instrumentation. Like we wouldn't call that rap because
And
of
our
how they
lizard
look.
brains can only compute rhyming, metric.
But I think there is something to that like hip hop level of like this is driving, this is badass, like this is really
Yeah.
kind of doing something to me.
I
Like
think the Rage Against the Machine thing is very
Yes.
accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's some sort of blend of Me Without You and Rage and Touche Amore.
And a little bit of Bradley Hathaway.
Yeah.
That's a shout out for the real ones. If you know
Great.
who,
You kind of look like Bradley Hathaway.
do you
ever get
remember
that?
Bradley Hathaway?
who
Crit?
is that? I
Yeah,
don't know who
Crit.
that is.
He was like a Christian hardcore scene poet.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It was such a unique little thing that he had going.
Well, yeah.
People liked him.
Let's
He was
look him up
doing
after
good.
this.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
do
yeah.
it for sure.
Get him on the pod.
Yeah. Sam, back to you.
Oh.
We snake back around.
Will you scroll down a bit for me? Inside the around the NFL pod. Let's go to the Castle Builders, dude.
Oh wow. Track number 8.
Yes.
Oh, and it looks like it's got a Zanga.
there was a lot of Zanga headlines I could have chosen.
Oh, I love it. Very good. Well, before we talk about it, Wes, you want to play a little clip for us?
Stay bright as lightning. We sing loud as thunder. We move ever forward. We are not our failures.
I had to go with the end
Bro,
of it there.
That's so sick.
Love it.
It's so fucking sick. Like that is kind of like, I feel like, especially where he says like we are not our failures, that does feel like definitely like a hardcore like to the pit type of like mantra, like let's fucking put our hearts into it. But as Jordan, as you put earlier, it feels earned because it's not just like, oh, cool guitar riff and that. It's like, here are lines and lines and lines and lines of complexity and imagery and incredibly like savvy just wordplay. And then
he's a modern day Mark Twain.
But to say, but guess what? We're also gonna rock the fuck out here. Yeah, that's all I want in music.
And the bass player's like looking you in the eyes, and he's like,
bro. And the bass is so, every sound clip, I'm like, oh my god, the bass. Like, there's just so many badass elements to this record. So yeah, that's
so fucking.
It's my
true.
second love it. I'm glad we could pick it. I don't know. Maybe that's a deep cut. Maybe it's a
feel
huge
like
song.
Their
they always play.
popular songs sit like tonally in like the first two, you know, where it's kind of got this like scary, dreary vibe to it.
I know.
Like you're kind of like
it's like the Blippy Halloween song a little bit, honestly.
Yeah, and a lot of that's what Ian Cohen wrote on his Pitchfork review.
Blippy's recent Spotify compilation.
A spooky Halloween for children. I think that like there are moments in which it does feel like Every Time I Die, hot damn, where it feels like this just freaking hard rock, like, you know, like vibe to it.
Yeah.
They kind of like shake the emo tone, you know?
Yes, they do. There's a lot of the sound clips we've heard tonight, I totally am tracking. There's some type of like, this could be in a movie where they're at a dusty old bar, and Bruce Willis is ready to like crack a beer bottle and like kill 6 KGB sleeper cells. Like
four Secret Service walk in the front door and he snaps his fucking pool stick.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Hope you came to play."
Or alternately, it could be
Thanks, Wes.
It could also be Thursday Night Football, like Falcons, Panthers, Week 11, and they're like trying to hype it up.
A South Showdown.
Yes. All right, I'm done.
Rev your hog, little doggy.
I could go forever on this record.
Yeah, it's great.
Jordan,
Love it.
you're up.
Well,
Do you have a leave it?
That was a great riff, by the way.
I kind of had to leave it.
There's definitely some you could pick.
It's like The Last Lost Continent, that song. I kind of don't want to spend any time on it because my theory is make that an EP.
Yeah.
Make that an EP because then this record becomes 39 minutes instead of 51.
Know, which for podcast people is a lot of extra minutes.
Podcast people.
It's all interesting, but you do get kind of tired of it by the time you get to the last song because you're like, that song was 12. There's a song on the record that's 12 minutes long. This one.
Oh my gosh, I haven't listened to it yet.
Should we listen to a bit of this song?
No, I would
Do
say
the one
I
where
actually
people
think
laugh
people
and
should
clap.
just take 12 minutes and listen to that song.
Yeah.
It's really good. I wanted to do another Love It. So I'm going to do track 9, Andria.
Oh,
Fuck!
yes.
That's the one I was going to pick next.
You scream too loud.
Well, you got to scream your loudest if you're in your basement. Here it is, track number 9, Andria.
It must be true what people say, that only time can heal the pain. And every single day I feel it fade away, but I still remember how the distance tricked us and led us helpless by the wrist into a pit to be devoured. I still remember how it held so strong to this, but we had never really settled on a way out. I still remember the silence and how we'd always find a way to turn and run to our mistakes. I still remember how it all came back together just to fall apart again. My dear, I hear your voice in mine. I've been alone here. I've been alone here. I've
great song there was. Andrea, Jordan, it's yours to choose. Go ahead, baby.
Wait, what?
Well, it's yours to choose what to say
Are
about
we going
it.
to talk about the song?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about it now. I like it.
I
It
said
sounds
it's
good.
your turn to choose what you're
Sam
gonna
has
say.
a lot to say about it, so I'll say I like it. It sounds good. Samuel?
Yeah. Okay, well, this is something I came up with, and I love the naturalistic nature of this song.
This is Sam's note.
Probably why it's one of the most popular songs. Songs like this, different sonic vibe and lyrical scope, make this whole thing so freaking good. And I wrote it, and I think that. Sam, what about you?
Dude, honestly, I totally agree with that.
I mean, it's just fucking sick. I don't know.
It really is.
It's honestly hard. We could use all of the big words that we know, and you guys know we know them all, but they don't even count here. They don't even compute because words for this that we're listening to nobody's come up with them yet.
No one's written them.
It's so high energy, and it's just so fucking propulsive, and the lyrics are so interesting that, like, what else? It's perfect. I don't know. It's everything I want.
I'd love to have a job for the dictionary thinking up all the new words for the day. You know, like these ones go in the next one.
Yeah, that's not really the job of a person. Basically, they'll just take words that people are saying and maybe add them to the dictionary.
Tomato. I want to be in the room when they're making the words.
Oh, baby.
Much like Hamilton, I want to be in a room. It happened.
Well, very good. You kind of stole that one from me. Well, I will round up the rear here, the little caboose. I am going to pick the fifth track on the record, Fall Down, Never Get Back Up Again. Wes, why don't you play it?
Could not break apart the waves to bring her safely back in. He watched her head break through the surface once, then disappear again. Forever wait inside the sea for me, my dear. I hear you speak in every curling wave and sing in every violent breeze. Someday not far away from here, my dear, I swear I'll see you, and we will hear the seraphs cry. They will still envy you and I.
I like to pick it because we have given 5 ones that kind of fucking slap and bang, and you want to run through a goddamn wall. That one was scary. But this one slows it down, a little sweeter, a little quieter, and for me, it feels like a perfect reinterpretation of my favorite Me Without You songs. It could easily be on Catch First the Foxes, Brother Sister, even A to B Life. I mean, it's just like right in that wheelhouse, but they do it in their own unique way. So very, very good. And if you can learn anything from last week's record, The Dangerous Summer, Reach for the Sun, it is good to have a slower song in there.
Yes.
Even if it's not going to be someone's favorite, you know, it's not your most popular songs won't be that probably, unless you're neck deep. But yeah, put it in there. It adds dynamic.
I totally agree, especially like that. I think that's the 5th track, and so the first 4 tracks are just blistering.
Yeah,
and a lot of the back half hits like really hard too. So it
almost
is
scary hard.
like super just really freaky and pretty disturbing.
Did you talk about how freaky it was though?
Dude, this record got freaky.
Yeah.
But it was really nice to have just like a little pause, a little breather. You know, if it was all just big tempo, I think by the 12-minute track I'd be like, I love this. I'm never listening to it again. So
you're like, oh god damn, my heart. Oh well, speaking of my heart, it's time to get to the heart of the show. It is of course time for a little thing that we like to call
Vega Headline.
I think I saw you in my sleep blogging. Zanga headlines. What's it all about, Zanga? Old social media. A blog site, if you will. Sometimes you get on there and you say things that you're pissed about. You say, guys bragging about how they fucked their wife is a microaggression. Hey, man, I really fucked the shit out of my bride last night. Cool. You mean that sweet woman who posts about coffee and books on her Instagram? This information is harmful. I would assume most men fuck their wives. It's like, hey, I drove the shit out of my car today. Great. Can we talk about the show I like now? Genesis 1:1. Had a header. Left side one part of the lyric, right side the other part of the lyric. With that being said, guys, what's your Zanga headlines?
Wow.
Oh, very good.
That was one of the all-time great intros for Zanga headline.
Oh man, this is absolutely ripe with Zanga headlines. Sam, do you have more than this one?
I do. Yeah. Do you want?
Yeah, do a couple, dude. Fucking go off,
well,
King.
My kind of like just knee-jerk obvious Zanga headline is from the 8th track, The Castle Builders, and it's left side. Death is not a problem. Right side. It's a promise. And then we scroll down a little bit, Wes. I think it's down low. My other one, dude, I actually think this is really, really beautiful. And I'm like, if I were to get a tattoo of something that I actually believe, like a real,
If I were to give you a tattoo of something,
yes,
you
like if
actually
I were to
believe.
get like a song lyric like this, I wholeheartely believe it. I think it is a part of like what drives me is that left side for this from the 11th track, Sad Prayers for Guilty Bodies. Left side, what is life without a purpose? Right side, what is purpose without love?
Beautiful.
Like, come on. Doesn't like if that doesn't like hit with you, then you need to like evaluate your life and think. I mean, maybe I'm being judgmental for people that doesn't hit for, but for me, I'm like, yeah, that's it, dude. That's really it. So that's like a meaningful one. I love that one.
Yeah, dude, it's great.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you. Thank you for saying it's
you're doing
great.
great. You're doing great.
Okay.
All right,
talking too much?
Jordan, what about you?
I feel like
Well-
I'm talking too much.
I have a Zanga headline first,
Yeah,
and I'm going to say what it is, and I'll tell you why it's a
I
first.
feel like this happens quarterly.
Left side, tonight we ride. Right side, tonight we ride.
Yes, boy.
There we go.
Yes, it's playoffs. It's playoffs. in
Tonight we
Kansas
ride.
City.
Tonight we.
Ride. Sick. I think that it's
disgusting.
probably at that point in the if you're not you're pretty overwhelmed and amazed by the first track, but you're like okay,
Okay.
great first track. I've been tricked by this before, and then the minute that he hits tonight we ride, you're like, okay, I'm fucking here for the whole show.
Yeah, that's when you start doing helicopter arms in the plit.
In the plit. Honestly, yeah, it's the hardcore energy is there. Like we could throw down at this show.
Bro,
Oh, yeah, for
imagine
sure.
being at like
Hit a
those.
youth.
So they played
Hit a
3 album release shows, all in like the Michigan near Grand Rapids. I'm assuming a couple like a veterans hall, a real venue, and like then like a
Well, this came out on Veterans Day, so I'm not surprised.
yeah, Armistice Day, right?
Yeah.
Almost
The
Thank
11th
you,
hour
Les.
of the 11th day of the 11th month.
That's all
And
really
imagine being in those like sweaty 08 pits when like this band is like your hometown thing, and you're like, no, like listen, this is like the best band you've ever
And
fucking
only
heard.
Bill Gates knows about coronavirus.
only the richest people in America and China have
He's like
heard of
like
COVID-19.
Melinda, it's coming for them, and they don't even know it.
I'm gonna go on Dak Shepard's podcast
Yeah,
as
he's
a
like-
smoke screen.
I just got back from Wuhan, Melinda.
I don't know how Bill Gates sounds and how the Nathan for you Bill Gates impersonator sounds. I don't know the difference at this point.
Yeah.
To me, they're like the same person.
That was just Bill Gates, dude. Oh man, that's great. Well, I will go now. It is for me, left side. I still remember how it all came back together. Right side, just to fall apart again.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
yeah. What's going on, man?
Got a divorce.
Oh, did you? Yes.
Shit.
I'm just kidding. I love my wife.
I love my wife.
I love my wife.
I love my wife. Virgin.
Oh, well, this is the final part of the show. Thank you for sticking around. This is the part of the show where we rate the record, and we use the rubric by which to grade a cork tree.
Corn trees.
Named after the greatest album of all time, From Under a Cork Tree by the band Fall Out Boy. And if it is a half cork tree, we call that motherfucker a patty stump, named after the balding little oinker himself, Patrick Stump, the front man for the band, and the biggest jerk I ever met. Okay. With that being said, we've got stump doubles, 2 scores, alkaline trios if it's 3 scores.
Yes.
If it's all 6s or all 10s, it goes into the Matt Skiba 666 Society. I think I've covered all the bases. If we want this record for the rest of our life, it is, of course, to Take This to Your Grave, named after the debut album by the band. All right, Sam, start us off.
All right, well, this is a 10 cork trees for me, and this is going to be my first Take This to Your Grave.
Wow.
I've been trying to be
Sam.
very select, because I'm like, I give a lot of 10s.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of
Oh,
records.
and you're so generous.
Well, I'm like, there's just a
God.
lot of records. I'm like, this is fucking awesome, and I love it. But I want to be maybe once, maybe a couple times a year.
A millennia.
A Take This to Your Grave. And
Yeah.
this is my Q1 2021 Take This to Your Grave.
I've been building Q1 freaking reports and strategies all week, dude. You're speaking my language, Jordan.
Yeah. Sam, I'm right there with you.
Take This to Your Grave?
Take This to Your Grave and a 10.
Whoa.
Now my grave will be full.
We've got a stump double. 2
what's
oinks.
Was there a double coffin? Should we sit on that? Should we pray on that? A double coffin thing?
double coffin.
Two
Yeah.
double
You're getting
death?
buried together.
What's it called when 2 people die at the same time?
A miracle.
A suicide pact? Is this a suicide pact?
Yeah, like chemical miracle.
This is a suicide pact.
A suicide pact if it's
It was
if it's any like 2 or
That's
3,
really good.
all do take it
it's
to your
a
grave.
suicide
Yeah.
pact. So okay, like, but I want to put some teeth to this. Like, what would have to happen to law dispute for us to have to like very sadly take our own lives?
I mean, I'm gonna say if they go to the bathroom, so because I don't want to die.
Okay, I'm out of the pact, but we'll come back to that. I love my life.
I write the notes like band went to bathroom, had to do it, and I'm just dead.
Hey, it's my turn to go. All right, enough joking. All right, I got one question for you guys. You got enough blood left for me to enter this pact?
All right, Wes, get out the ceremonial knife.
Cut us, hurt us.
Get out the knife, dog. No, remember, if it's a 3, we just have to do it like, on camera.
Yeah, we have to. Well, it is, of course, an alkaline trio, and this has been inducted into the Matt Skiba 666 Society. And Wes, before you play the shit, I do want to let my boys know it's a Take This to Your Grave.
Oh my god,
Oh
dude!
my
Wait, hold
God,
on.
blood
I thought of a
pact.
great idea.
Okay.
If it's 2 people, it's a suicide pact. If it's 3 people, it's a death cult.
All right, death cult, baby.
Death Cult on 3.
Well,
1, 2, 3. Death
Cult.
Cult. Golly.
That's loud.
Dude, that guitar fucking shreds. I love it. Well, Wes, thank you for running the 1s and 2s. Crit, I hope you learned a lot. Wes is the brightest bulb in the jar.
I feel like this ep went pretty quick.
Yeah, I liked it.
You're
And,
welcome,
yeah.
fans.
I do want to tell you guys again, you can rate and review this podcast on probably multiple places, but the best one for us is to go to iTunes and do it. 5-star ratings only, positive reviews only, and if you do so, we will shout your ass out.
So, guys, permission to speak to my fans.
Yeah, go ahead.
Permission granted.
My Candid Cody sweeties, my little treats, I love you so much. Here's something we need help with. We need more 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, if you give us a 5-star review, and you say, "Hey, I'm doing this because Jordan told me, and I'm a Jordan Allman." If you do this, I will
Sign.
I'll sign anything.
You'll sign Jordan Allman's hoodie
What?
and buy it for them.
No, I don't have money to buy everybody hoodies. But what I will do,
We just talked about how much money our families make.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Okay,
I just
so-
bought a new TV and a fucking Xbox Series X.
when you're listening to this, go on to we're gonna do this like next week, okay? Or like whenever this.
Okay, sweeties.
You're doing so good getting through this.
Oh my god! And then like a week after,
This is how the fact section feels, by the way.
we'll look at
I had a Google Doc.
we'll look at the results, and then I will give you a special Valentine's Day love message on the pod that you can you can snip it, keep it, record it as your voicemail. I don't care. But to my candy coated sweeties, if my little loves go on there and show us some love and say that they came here for me, I'm gonna give you a nice Valentine's Day message, and it might be erotic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hopefully.
I'm not about me towards you because that's inappropriate, but like wishing
about
you
stuff that you
wishing
find
you
erotic.
eroticism, wishing you are an erotic nature in your life.
Yeah, hell yeah. Please go do it. And the next 5-star rating we get will be our 100th. So if you get the 100th one, go ahead and leave a review that says so, and we'll figure out how to connect. You can email us.
We will, if you're the 100th
If you're
review,
the
we
100th
will
reviewer,
send you
we'll
something.
send you a little something. It's just a piece of paper that we all put lipstick on and kiss.
it'll be like Army Hammer. I'll cut off my pinky and I'll
Yeah.
send it to you so you can put it in your pocket.
Exactly. Or maybe wear it around your neck like a locket.
Or, I mean, you can do a lot of things with a pinky.
Or I'll
like-
plug it in like a socket.
A socket.
Suck it.
All right. Well, catch us next week, guys. We've got our buddy from Cover Stories podcast coming on. He's
yeah.
going to be helping us out. We're going to be doing a show and show. So he's coming on to cover Desaparecidos.
Yes.
And their album Read Music, Speak Spanish. So that's going to be a fun one. And then we'll be going on his pod just to talk about pop punk music in general and random shit. And then Jordan will be doing a cover at the end. So we'll make sure that all that gets linked. The video of the song and everything will be uploaded to our YouTube. But yeah, he'll be on. You'll get more information as it comes out. But subscribe. Listen next week. We'll catch y'all later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
One,